Whether you are in the classroom or occupying any level of the administrative ladder in school, your approach to leadership influences students' learning and achievement. The ways in which leadership is utilized and implemented has the potential to transform an average classroom or school into an exceptional one through establishing a positive learning environment for all. Teachers need to understand their leadership approaches that works best with particular students to bring out their best performance. Likewise, middle and senior leaders and administrators need to be cognizant of the leadership approaches that their staff responds to best in order to get alongside staff and work to harness their best performance. Leadership done well benefits all members of the school community. Let's examine some leadership styles and how they can improve the leadership qualities both in classroom and in the school as a wider community. Instructional leadership is a coaching style of leadership, concentrating on students' learning outcomes by improving teaching quality. This involves a practice of planning, evaluating, coordinating, and improving teaching and learning by promoting high expectations and providing meaningful incentives for both students and teachers. Instructional leadership requires teachers to work closely with students to improve their techniques and methodology through progressive checks and productive feedback. Instructional leadership also requires a close working relationship with teachers to evaluate their performance and advance their pedagogical skills through mentoring and coaching. This means spending time solving pedagogical problems, taking actions to improve teachers' methodology, and holding teachers accountable for improving their modeling skills in a supported system. Teachers in their classroom also need to use this leadership strategy in supporting students' learning and achievement. Transformational leadership is a productive relationship style which uses individualized consideration, inspirational motivation, intellectual stimulation, and idealized influence to develop people. It takes the form of individual support to instill trust, admiration, and respect, which by extension inspires, motivates, improves morale, and advance performance. Transformational leaders possess the skill sets required to monitor and manage their own emotions and thinking, as well as those of others. This gives the ability to energize teams and drive successes. When students or staff are encouraged, inspired, and motivated, they are better able to innovate and create change that will help grow and shape future successes. These transformations result in longer lasting progress across the school community. Constructivist leadership aims at facilitating development and learning rather than dictating. It involves immersing teachers and students in a culture of learning and enabling them to take risks. This is off the back of acknowledging that every learner understands, processes, and gives meaning to learning through their own realities. Such approaches allows teachers and leaders to place a priority on customizing teaching approaches that takes into consideration individual learning and developmental needs. Constructivist leaders encourage the sharing of big ideas and challenging others' perspectives. They expect, facilitate, and encourage teachers' engagement in reflective practices and processes, personally and with their students and peers. Both a reciprocal process and spiritual concepts are evident in the constructivist leadership approach. It enables related participants to construct meaning and embrace reciprocity, equity, learning, responsibility, and community, thereby building unity and cohesion in the wider school community. Servant leadership is built on the philosophy that the goal of a leader is to serve. These leaders instill the desire for improvement while maintaining a focus on both results and relationships. Such leadership is a participatory style which pushes ego aside and considers the needs of others rather than focusing on self-interest. Some qualities synonymous with these leaders are listening, empathy, restoration, awareness, persuasion, conceptualization, foresight, stewardship, commitment to growth of people, and building communities. Servant leaders shares the power of decision making and motivate and persuade their school community to fulfill their long-standing vision. This leadership style empowers the team because it puts the team members first and at the same time taken into consideration the overall objective and purpose of the leadership agenda. Servant leaders are able to cultivate high-performance teachers by removing barriers, providing resources, and opening communication channels that reduces the feeling of isolation. Research shows that in the long run, servant leaders create a positive and productive school environment. Strategic leadership is long-term projecting, planning for future eventualities, using research, data, and trends. Strategic leaders possess the ability to influence others, to voluntarily make decisions that enhances the prospects for long-term success, whilst maintaining short-term stability. Strategic leaders will respond with the most suitable approach, whether this is staff training, reviewing policies and procedures, or fostering a culture based on measured success. They use innovation and innovative thinking to improve the learning community and enhance relationship building, as well as diversity embracing or partnership creating with all stakeholders. Strategic leaders use the powers of collective thinking to build a value-based school where ethics, accountability, and transparency are pillars of their leadership. Teachers and administrators need to have the wisdom to recognize the best leadership approach suitable for individuals in each developmental stage or phase. This way, the best approaches are utilized to achieve the maximum outcomes for pedagogical advancement, students' achievement, and the growth of the wider learning community. Consider what kind of leader you are, your adaptability, and the styles that best serve you and your learning environment, so that those can be used and implemented as best as necessary in each and every situation.